Today we are in the Paris Catacombs. We start by descending 131 steps down to the catacombs. It's an average of 5-story building, which is 20 meters, and it's a 1.5 kilometer circuit. And in order to get up, it's 112 steps to climb up. You might ask yourself, who invented these? Why are these bones down here? Well, the reason is because Paris was suffering from a lot of public health problems. The bodies that were at the cemeteries were excreting gas. So they had to come up with a solution. So they copied their neighbors, the Romans, and they started to make their own catacombs. Not only did it solve the problem, but it created financial gains by making tourism out of this. Most of these bodies were moved from 1785 to 1787 from the cemeteries to the catacombs. Mostly was from the cemetery called the Saints of Innocent Cemetery, which has been closed in 1780 after 10 centuries. The bodies were transported at night to avoid hostile reactions from the Parisian population and the church. You might be asking, why are there doors down there? What is the difference in seeing those bones and being allowed to see these? And the reason is because there's like tours that you pay extra and you get to see these other areas. I didn't pay extra, but I wonder what they are. I'm pretty sure it's the same thing, so I didn't even ask. But another reason is because a lot of people have been going down here to throw underground parties called raves. And because of that, the designated policemen called catalysts, which are to patrol the tunnels. Would you go down here for a rave? You might say, why are these skulls green? And it's because of the algae from the water falling in the top of them. And why is the water falling on top of them? And it's because the sewer is on top of them, even though it gets filtered through the stone. In the French Revolution, these catacombs were the primary burial site for many of the Parisians. Also, the catacombs have been used to grow mushrooms. They also store beer down here. And during World War II, this was a great hiding place. Something I highly recommend is not to book a tour to come here. If you do so, you're going to come with 20 people and you have to wait for them to move. So it's better just to do your own research, learn the history of it, and just explore it by yourself with your significant other. And it's just, in my opinion, much better experience. Especially because you can feel the creepiness of being down there by yourself. But are we here by ourselves? Or are we here with a lot of souls? You could definitely feel the aura of all these humans that were once alive. And you could smell this unique smell that you could only experience if you visit here. When I was down there, I asked myself, how is the whole world with buildings just on top of this? And how does this place remain safe during decades? And the reason is because they're made out of limestones. Quarry workers and former soldiers have also carved designs into the limestones, including like buildings, scenes, and arrows to help the visitors. The catacombs were originally mines during the Roman Empire and south from the gate of hell. The quarries represent more than 300 kilometers of underground tunnels. You might ask yourself, how many bones are there? Every turn he makes, there's like thousands of bones. Well, the answer is there are more than 6 million people. You heard it right, 6 million people down here. And most of them are more than 1,200 years ago, dating back to the Merovingian era. The reason the bones are still intact and preserved is because of the temperature down here. Check out the sewer water filtrating through the limestone. Another problem they encountered bringing all the bones down here was the religion natures of the original burials. They cannot simply just dug up the bodies from the cemetery and throw them down the catacombs. No, they had to be buried with a form of ritual, which had included one of the largest transmissions of human remains in history. Check out this amazing art that they did with bones. Perfect, symmetrical, circular piece of art that they just did. As we come into the conclusion of this video, I want you guys to take a moment and think of all the people that once lived. This place is now a place to mourn for the violence of the revolution, especially in front of the notorious events like the September massacre, when over 1,000 people were killed in 4 days. Check out how you wash your hands. So like this. There's a soap. And then to dry, put your left hand here and your right hand there. So we had to walk up 112 stairs. 112. Then after that, you come and check out the museum shop. A souvenir. What are you looking at?
Just a keychain.
Candles. Check out the cups. Man, these cups are pretty cool. Check this out. It's very fragile. So the exit is over there in that building, and all this is on top of the catacombs. All this is on top of the catacombs. So the catacombs are down there, and this is the top of it. That's a catacomb building where you go in, and it leaves you like 3 blocks that way. So that means that underneath all this is the catacombs. So the exit is 1 mile on top of the civilization and structures.